So it is day 35 of being off grid with no electricity, no water, just generators and water tanks. All right. So we are exhausted. If you can't tell, I'm trying to keep my spirits up. I try to stay inspired, motivated for you guys, but I am exhausted. Everyone is exhausted. And hopefully things will change very soon for us. Hopefully we can get our own property very soon. Very, very soon. We're going to start sharing some new content with you guys. I hope you guys like that. But the stuff I'm reading is just making me even more anxious to get on some land right now to start growing. All right. The news that's coming out globally just does not look good. If you don't know, it's about harvest time, at least in a lot of parts of the earth, the northern hemisphere. It's harvest time in most places. So it's not looking good. All right. Peanut production in China is down 30%. 30%. And they're saying it's from very wet and then very dry conditions. They're down 30%. And peanuts are a giant provider of protein, all right? Massive source of protein. And China's also telling their farmers to replant their crops and to plant new crops. So they're literally saying during harvest time that you need to replant your crops because it's not looking good. The harvest is going to be so abysmal that you need to try to get as much in as you can before winter. So they're telling farmers to replant their crops. This is serious. This is going to affect everyone. China is a massive food producer. I think it was saying that this region that they're really targeting affects over like 500 million people in China, and it accounts for like a third of their food. And they're having drastic, reductions in crop yields, and they're telling them to replant. So it's getting serious, guys. I mean, this is a global food crisis. It's like energy. Food is traded on a global market as well. At least, staple crops like grains and stuff like that, flour. So you need to be thinking, like, what are you doing to get prepared? Do you have your prepper pantry stocked up? Doesn't even have to be a prepper pantry, just a pantry, just a regular pantry stocked up with some stuff from the store. That's all it takes. And if you start doing that, you start building that up, that'll build up so quickly, right? But this is coming, all right? I'm anxious to start growing food. We are going to get a winter garden going. We are going to grow in the fall, all right? We don't care where we're going to be. It's not that bad. I'll reveal to you guys soon once it's all official. But very soon we're going to have a lot of big things going. Gardens going, greenhouses going, new animals, new stuff for the chickens, all this stuff. So I'm going to try to be sharing this knowledge and these projects with you as we go along, right? But I'm anxious, all right? I'm anxious to get greenhouses going so I can grow all winter. And if you start now in a lot of places, like if you get carrots going and you get them grown, you get a bunch of beds of carrots, you can just leave them in the ground. Even if your ground's like pretty much frozen, you can dig them out and it almost acts as like a little fridge for the carrots. Like the ground acts as a little cooler. Because carrots can almost last forever. It's like a root crop as long as they don't get dried out. A tip for keeping them fresh in the fridge too, if your carrots get like dried out, you can just put them in a bowl of fresh water. Same thing with like lettuce and kale. If your lettuce gets all droopy, you buy a head of lettuce, you can just put it in some water and it should soak up that water and like straighten up, stiffen up. But kale too, spinach, mizuna, even lettuce, like some hardy lettuces, you can push into the winter. Broccoli. I'm trying to think of what else would be good for the winter for just like a regular garden. You could probably push potatoes. We're going to try to grow potatoes, see if they fruit or not. We're going to get a bunch of fruit trees going. So fruit trees need like, X amount of hours, X amount of chill hours, I think is what they called, per season to produce fruit the next spring, right? So, you know, say like a peach needs like 300 chill hours to like flower the next season. So it's a good time to like get some fruit plants established too. You still have some time, and a lot of stuff goes dormant. Looks like it's dead in the winter, but don't worry, it's still growing. It's still ready. I had a grapevine. My first year, I grew some grapes because we like planted some plants for our wedding. At our wedding, it was pretty cool, and we planted a grapevine because they pretty much live forever and you can clone them. So we wanted to have a plant that we could just keep going a really long time. And this grapevine, but in the winter it loses all its leaves. It just looks like a twig, you know, it looks like it's dead. So it's kind of like, is this thing okay? Is it still alive? Kind of get a little worried. You kind of like want to water it a bunch and all this, you know, try to take care of it, but it's fine. It just has to sit there and have the chill hours, have the whatever X amount of hours. All the plants are a little different, but it's not too late. All right, get a fall garden going, get a winter garden going. All right, I'm excited. I'm like anxious to do this because we haven't had our own property in a few years. We were renting and we could do some stuff, but you know how it is when you're renting. People just, you know, I'm like a crazy homesteader guy. I want to do a bunch of projects, build a bunch of junk, and people are kind of like, all right, buddy, like you're going to just leave a bunch of junk on my property or something. You know, a lot of people don't want, they don't want that. So I'm excited to get our own land, our own property, so we can just do what we want. Let me know what you think we should do, and what are you doing? All right, do you guys have cows? Do you guys have goats? I've never had cows or goats. The only animals I had are chickens and ducks. So those are like some animals we're thinking about. What's your experience on those? Are they good animals? Can you only have like 1 or 2 cows, or do you need more? You know, how much space you think they need? All this stuff. I'm still learning. All right, I'm still learning, and I want to share the journey with you guys. One of the first things we're going to be thinking about is water. Okay, water tanks. We're going to get a water system set up and then get a well drilled soon as well. But, you know, we're going to have to live off water tanks, but at least it'll be giant water tanks. Now we're living off little tiny tanks, like 7-gallon tanks. You know what I mean? That you can fit in the back of your pickup truck and move around by hand. But it'll be a lot better. All right, it's one of these things we take for granted. Is sorry, I'm getting a little hoarse. It's just like basic utilities. You know, there's a lot of places in the world they don't even have running water or electricity or all these things. So don't take it for granted, guys. It could be gone one day. I said it a couple videos ago when we were talking about Jackson, Mississippi, how you need to get your Life straw. You need to get your Sawyer mini straw. I think it can filter 10,000 gallons of water. You can just drink like pond water. I tested it out before. But water's critical, all right? It's one of those things that they could just turn the water off and it would cause pandemonium in society, right? Chaos. The National Guard was called out in Mississippi to distribute water bottles to people. That's how critical water is. And that's how easy it is for it to be gone. You know, just some pumps broke, the water's gone, right? So don't be dependent. Have your own systems, have your own stuff. Maybe even if you have city water or well, try to get a tank too. Have a water tank. Set up, rain catchment systems if you can do that. That's something we're looking at too. Just to capture extra water for gardens. Why not? Why not? It was gonna fall on the ground anyways. I'm just redistributing it right where it needs to be on my plants. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have any of these systems, if you're off grid, if you have any tips, if you are, just way more experienced, you've been doing this longer. We're just now getting into being off grid. We've been in an RV for years. We've done that for years. But, it's different when you're on your own property and building all your own stuff. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys do. Let me know what you're doing to get prepared. I know not everyone's off grid, but hey, you should be trying to do something to be more sustainable. Even if you're in an apartment in New York City, you can get a solar panel book or whatever, like a fold-up panel book that could charge your phone, that can run a little fan, a USB fan, charge your computer, charge your iPad, all this stuff, these like critical things that could, you know, maybe save your life one day if you have it. All right, just you have a few more minutes of using your phone, maybe you could talk to someone. All right, so get ready now. Don't stop, guys. I'm exhausted. It's okay to be tired. I'm literally just like, you know, I feel like I'm just really tired lately. So thank you guys for all the support, all the love, all that good gravy. Thank you guys. I'm super appreciative of you guys. You guys keep me going. That's why I want to get videos out for you guys as much as I can. And thank you guys. You have a big old blessed day. Thanks, guys.